Let's be clear. We're in the middle of a digital arms race. The weapons? They're being forged from our own data. Here at the Cyber Midnight Club, we're looking at this fight for what it is. A battle over trust, security, and ultimately, control. And trust me, it's way more than just code versus code.
So let's just start with a number, $25.6 million. Now that is not some guess or a future prediction. That's the price tag on a single heist, one that's already happened, all powered by AI.
So, how did they do it? Simple. A deepfake. A finance worker at a huge company got duped by a completely fake but totally realistic video conference call with who they thought was their CFO. If you needed proof that the AI arms race is here right now, this is it. It's not science fiction anymore.
All right, so let's pop the hood on the attacker's arsenal. We're talking about offensive AI. Where tools that are pretty easy to get are being turned into weapons by everyone from wannabe hackers to, you guessed it, nation-states. Their attacks are becoming faster, smarter, and just terrifyingly hard to catch.
The tech behind that huge heist is the deepfake, and it's usually powered by something called a generative adversarial network, or a GAN. The easiest way to think about it is like you've got a master art forger and a world-class art critic. Both of them are AIs, locked in a room. The forger makes a fake, the critic tries to spot it. They do this millions of times, getting better and better until the forgery is practically perfect.
And get this tech is just spreading like wildfire. According to one study, fraud attempts using deepfakes have shot up by 3,000% in just the last year, especially in finance. I mean, that's not a trend, that's an explosion.
And attackers are getting creative. You've got these hyper-realistic phishing emails that look so legit they sail right past normal filters. You've got voice cloning or vishing, like in a UK scam where a fake CEO voice tricked an employee into sending over $243,000. And then there's the really scary stuff, adaptive malware. We're talking code like something called Black Mamba that literally rewrites itself to stay hidden. The worst part, it's all being democratized. Malware as a service platforms are putting these insane tools into the hands of just about anyone.
And of course, it's not just random criminals. The nation-states are all in. China's groups are using AI for just massive espionage campaigns. Russia's well-known APT crews, they're using it to tweak their malware and run huge surveillance ops. Iran's been called one of the most active users, going after critical infrastructure. And North Korea's Lazarus Group is using AI to get better at what they do best, stealing crypto. This is a global, state-sponsored game now.
But okay, it's not a completely one-sided fight. The defense is gearing up too, with its own AI-powered tools. So let's flip the script and look at how defensive AI is supposed to be the shield against all these new threats.
Right, so the best way to fight AI is with more AI. You've got things like adversarial training, which is basically like putting your own AI in a sparring match to toughen it up. There are ensemble methods, which is kind of like assembling AI's Avengers. You combine a bunch of different AI models, and their collective judgment is way stronger. You've also got input pre-processing. That's just cleaning the data before the AI even sees it. And finally, certified defenses, which give you mathematical proof that your model can stand up to certain attacks.
Now, that all sounds pretty great, like we've built the perfect digital shield. But it forces us to ask a really important question. Who's guarding the guards? What happens when the shield itself is full of holes?
And yeah, the cracks are there and they are gaping. Your off-the-shelf AI security tools, they scream about false positives because they have no context. Their entire effectiveness depends on having tons of good data, but most companies are terrible at keeping logs. And then you've got the AI models themselves hallucinating, just making stuff up and presenting it as fact. They can write insecure code, creating brand new problems. They can even mess up risk assessments because they don't know about the firewall you have in place. The point is, this shield is anything but perfect.
All of these flaws in our AI defenses, they really point to a much deeper truth. This arms race, it isn't really about algorithms fighting other algorithms. That's just the battlefield. The real war, the prize they are all fighting for, is your data. That's the fuel for this entire conflict.
And this quote, this just nails it. We all see those privacy settings, right? The little toggle on X Spaces that says it won't record your conversation? Well, as one researcher exposed, those are often just a privacy placebo. They're a psychological trick designed to make you feel like you're in control, so you keep talking, keep feeding them the one thing they actually want, your data.
And the data they want more than anything, it's your voice. And I don't just mean the words you say. I mean the music of your speech, the rhythm, the pitch, the pauses. It's called prosody,
and it's basically an emotional fingerprint. It tells them if you're confident, if you're stressed, if you're lying. That is the raw material for building truly persuasive AI, and it's the ultimate prize.
So, here's the business model in a nutshell. First, they record everything all the time, even when you say no. Second, they feed it all into an AI that chews through it, quantifies your emotional state, and builds a personality profile. And third, they productize you. They sell access to these incredibly detailed psychological profiles built from your most private conversations.
Now, this doesn't just feel wrong, it looks like it's breaking a whole bunch of laws. In Europe, GDPR has this thing called purpose limitation. It means you have to know why you're collecting data before you collect it, not the other way around. And trying to figure out someone's health or emotions from their voice? That requires explicit consent under GDPR. Plus, in a lot of US states, you need consent from everyone in a conversation to record it, thanks to wiretap laws.
Okay, so if the AI defenses are flawed and the data collection is, well, predatory, what's the actual solution here? It's not more automation. It's about empowering our best asset, the human expert. It's about putting a human back in the loop.
Look, there are really two ways this can go. On the left, you've got the dangerous path, AI as a replacement. That means fully automated decisions, a ton of errors, and just relying on a flawed system. On the right is the smart path, AI as an augmentation tool. Here, the AI helps people make better decisions, it handles the boring stuff, and it frees up the experts to do what they do best, actually hunt for threats.
This is what the future of real security looks like. We're talking about the augmented analyst. It's about shifting from just reacting to 1 million alerts a day to proactively hunting for threats before they can even do damage. The AI can connect the dots across mountains of data, and it can automate the tedious reports. But, and this is the key, the human provides the vital oversight, the gut check, to make sure the AI isn't going off the rails and causing a catastrophe.
Which leaves us with one final, kind of unsettling question. In this new world of automated attacks and seriously flawed defenses, is our best weapon something that you just can't code? Is it that human hacker mindset, that deep curiosity, that instinct to question everything, that ability to see how a system can break? Is that our last true line of defense? Or are we already too late to the game?